Hello YouTube, this is Matt Pullin, and I've not shown any of my tournament games for a while because I haven't really played any big tournaments for a while. But I played in the Chicago class this weekend, and this was my fourth round game against Zach Kasiurak. He had white pieces and his reign is 2060 and mine was 2045 for this event. He played e4 and I played c5. It is a timing of Sicilian. He plays bishop e3, knight f6, f3. This is the so-called English attack setup. White likes to play this too against the dragon and the Najdorf. Basically, he'll play queen d2, castles queenside, and then try and advance the kingside pawns and cramp black on the kingside. It's not necessarily about a mating attack, but it's about creating space and trying to punch weaknesses in black's position. Here, the line that I like to play against this is bishop b4, and after queen d2, d5, creating some tension in the center based on this pin. So after castles queenside, queen a5. This is one of the reasons why some people play a6 on move 5 and not queen c7, so that the queen can go to a5 in one move. So here there's a lot of pressure on white's center. Relatively best is knight b3. Now here, black can play bishop takes c3, knight takes, bishop takes check, bishop takes, d takes e. This is an endgame which has been reached in master play hundreds of times. Black has a material advantage, he's won a pawn in the center, but white has a bishop pair and can probably inflict some pawn weaknesses on black. Still, I've played this before with some success, and I would not mind reaching this endgame. However, I sort of mixed up my move order. I played queen a5 instead of bishop to b4, and this is not as good. After queen d2, bishop to b4, he just plays knight b3. Now, I've never been in this position before. After bishop takes c3, knight takes a5, bishop takes d2 check, bishop takes d2, d5. White can just reinforce his center with bishop to d3. And here, I'm not sure what black has to show for giving white the bishop pair. So I rejected that, and I just retreated the queen back to c7. And after a3, since he can capture with the queen, I don't want to surrender the bishop, so I just brought it back to e7. And I played a couple of retreating moves. He castles queenside, and after a move like b5, he was going to play bishop to c5, just taking over the d6 square. And I didn't want to allow that, so I played d6. And it's not a bad-looking shenanigan, though. White has two odd moves. This knight on b3, I could try and show that this knight is misplaced. And this pawn on the a3, I can try and show that it's an awkward weakness in front of white's king. So, after d6, he plays g4. And then I could have played b5. But if I did, he could very efficiently develop his last minor piece by taking on b5. After a takes b5, knight takes, he gets 3 pawns for the piece. Queen b8, takes check, and takes, and takes. And here, I was not optimistic about my chances, as white's 3 pawns are all connected pass pawns. So, instead I played rook b8, which is a useful move anyway. It prepares b5, and is also getting on the b file, which black can open by playing b4 and attacking white's knight and pawn. So here, my opponent played g5, and I brought the knight back to d7. And in order to prevent a knight from coming to e5, my opponent played f4. Now I played b5. And my opponent played a move which we thought after the game maybe white can do without. After king b1 is not really necessary, and it gets on the same file as black's rook on b8. Instead, I feel white should play bishop d3, just finishing his development. After king b1, I played a move which I have mixed feelings about. I played the immediate b4, which didn't turn out too well for me in the game, but I don't think it's that bad. Knight c5 would have been a better move. Sure, it's allowing white to trade off this piece that I've been trying to embarrass, but After knight takes c5, d takes c. This is positionally good for black. I've moved my pawn from d6 onto c5, and I have a healthy pawn mass on the queen side now, and I'm already threatening to play b4. So there's really nowhere for white to penetrate on the open d file. So he could avoid that exchange by, after knight c5, playing knight d4, but I played b4 anyway. A takes b, knight takes b. And I like black's chances from this position, especially since he has no a pawn to kick the knight. I can play queen a5, eyeing the a2 square, and then try and remove this knight. So I played b4, and my opponent captured. And here, I spoke briefly with my opponent after the game, and he said that if I played rook takes here, he would have played knight d5. However, this isn't that great for white. After e takes d5, e takes d, he's threatening the knight on c6, which is guarding the rook on b4. However, I can play rook takes b3, and there are two ways for white to play here. After c takes b3, knight d8, I have two knights for the rook and pawn, which I feel would have given me a reasonable game. If, instead, my opponent takes on c6, I can play queen takes, threatening the rook in the corner. After bishop g2, rook takes check, king takes, queen b5 check, followed by castles. And black has a pawn for the exchange, plus the white king is rather exposed on the queen side. I feel this also would have been better than what happened in the game. So I played knight takes instead, and my opponent hit me with knight b5. This move threw me for a loop. I had completely missed it in my analysis. He is threatening to take the knight on b4 and also threatening to take the queen, and the line is cut off that protects the knight. So here I played a takes b and ended up with a worse position. But instead I should play queen takes c2. And after queen takes, knight takes, black is up a pawn, and he's threatening two pieces. White can gain back his pawn in various ways. Knight c7 is probably best. King d8, knight takes pawn check, pawn takes, king takes, bishop b7. Black has counterplay because his bishop on the b7 is very well placed on the long diagonal. And although black has a worse pawn structure, he has 3 pawn islands against white's 2 pawn islands. I feel black can maybe gain an initiative by attacking the extended white pawns on the king side. That I feel would have been okay for me as well, but I didn't see that defense. So, oh well. I took, and my opponent took with the queen. And here I missed several chances in this game to get a good position by playing my bishop to b7 with the counterattack on the long diagonal. Here, if I play bishop to b7, it discourages him from moving the knight to d4, since his e-pawn would hang. Instead, I castled and allowed knight to d4. Still, I should play bishop to b7, even though it allows him to take on b5 after queen c6, knight c3, rook f c8. Black, I feel, has enough compensation for the pawn here in terms of possible attacking lines against the white king. Instead, I played the ugly move bishop a6, simply getting out of the way and preparing rook c8, although the bishop would have been better on b7. My opponent plays f5, and I follow up with rook f c8. After takes takes, my opponent cannot take immediately on e6 because of queen takes c2. But he finds a very nice move, bishop h3. And here I defended it with knight f8, and my opponent played queen b3. So really, this pawn on e6 is under heavy attack. I play queen c4, and my opponent takes. I obviously can't take this knight, so I decide to take the queen. Although probably, again, bishop b7 would have been a good counterattack. Instead, queen takes, pawn takes, and white has no serious threats here, so I could have played bishop b7 again. However, I played knight g6 instead. After knight f4, I finally do decide to play bishop to b7, but it's too late. I have a losing position here. My opponent played bishop e6, check, and I resigned because I saw lines such as, king f8, knight takes g6 check, h takes g6, rook h check, king 8, bishop check, king d8, bishop takes g6. Or if I go to the corner instead, I get hit with knight takes g6 check, h takes g6, rook d4, and I saw no good defense to e5, followed by rook h4 mate. So yeah, bishop. I had a good opening, but I just missed the tactics in the opening. And even though I was slightly worse after allowing him to take on b4, I could have played bishop to b7. Several times in the game, like here, or here, or here, or here. But still, I mean, I had a blind spot in this game for bishop to b7. And so, yeah, I did okay. I got 3 out of 5 points in the expert section, but I was disappointed, for I only scored half a point out of 2 with black pieces. Well, thanks for watching, YouTube, and have a good one.